My psychiatrist offered me cocaine. My psychiatrist offered me cocaine when he did not recognize me as his patient. All right, I need to know. Do you think this is morally acceptable? I'm in my 20s and have struggled with depression and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder for a super long time. I finally agreed to see a psychiatrist that my parents recommended. This was a big step for me because I had avoided seeking help for years, even though I knew I needed it. He charges us a ton of money because he does not accept our insurance. Every session felt like a financial strain, but I kept going because I believed it would help me get my life on track. Anyways, I saw him in person about 4 or 5 times. Each session was a mix of opening up about my struggles and trying to figure out a plan to manage my mental health. One evening, I was out at an event in our town. There was a band playing, and everyone was dancing. The atmosphere was lively, and I was enjoying beers with my friend, just trying to let loose after a stressful week. That is when I saw him. Fuck. That is like my therapist or whatever, I say to my friend, immediately feeling a mix of shock and discomfort. Oh well. Who cares, she says, brushing it off as no big deal and heading off to dance. Suddenly, one of his friends starts dancing with my friend, and my psychiatrist appears closer to us with a group of guys. I could not believe the coincidence and was unsure how to handle the situation. How do I know you? The psychiatrist turns to ask me, his tone casual but clearly not recognizing me as his patient. We were both watching my friend who had started dancing more provocatively. Then he asked, "Are you guys the girls from that party last night?" "Yeah. I reply half-heartedly and jokingly, going along with this strange interaction. My friend comes back to us, laughing and holding the hand of the guy she had been dancing with. Dude. They were at the party last night. Keegan's crazy, is he not? Do you guys want to do some cocaine?" Before we can even respond, he pulls out a baggie of cocaine, casually as if it were no big deal. I am stunned. My friend, who is drunk and more carefree, decides she wants to try it, and we end up following him and his group to a spot near the restrooms just a few steps away from where we were. While my friend is doing the cocaine, the psychiatrist looks at me and asks if I want someone. I say no, I am good. I do not do cocaine. It makes me depressed and stuffed. I was hoping that saying this might trigger his memory, that he would realize who I was, but he did not. Instead, he grabs the bag from my friend's hand, sticks his car key inside, pulls out a small bump, and takes a huge sniff. Then he looks at me and says, "You know, I am a psychiatrist. You could talk to me about that." I nearly died inside. This was the first person I ever spoke to about my mental health. This guy was supposed to help me untangle my feelings and guide me toward better coping mechanisms. He had told me in our sessions that my ex-boyfriend was a sex addict, and that I needed to surround myself with stable, trustworthy people. Yet here he was, doing lines of cocaine with drunk, young girls at a public event. I do not know what to think. I understand that everyone is human, and we all have our vices. People like to let loose and party sometimes. But is this not crossing a line? Is it not hypocritical for someone in his position to engage in this behavior? I mean, this is someone who literally advises people on how to manage their mental health and make healthier choices. How does this even make sense? It is also incredibly unsettling to think about the power dynamics at play. He was surrounded by people who clearly looked up to him, whether as a professional or just as someone older and seemingly in control. Offering cocaine so casually felt reckless, especially given the context. Was he just banking on no one recognizing him? Or did he genuinely not care about the consequences? Later that night, I kept replaying the scene in my head. I could not reconcile the person I had confided in during our sessions with the person I saw at that event. It was such a jarring disconnect. This man, who was supposed to represent stability and professionalism, had completely shattered my trust. How could I ever take his advice seriously again? I do not know. I know everyone is a person, and fuck, we all enjoy a party now and then, but is this not incredibly messed up? Or is this just a case of, damn, you had a psychiatrist who does cocaine? Either way, it feels like a betrayal of trust, and I am left questioning the ethics and integrity of someone I once relied on for help.